So this time, I'm not saying find the cosine of the degree. I'm just saying, given the degree, find the sine, cosine, and tan. So if I have 150 degrees and I come over here, to my unit circle, I go, hey, here's 150 degrees. This represents cosine. This represents sine. And tan is sine over cosine, which is 1 over negative rad 3. That's if I've memorized the unit circle. One second, I have to sneeze. So since I have not memorized the unit circle and you're going to show your work because then all you're doing is looking at a piece of paper and copying it, we're going to actually do this together. Okay? Where's 150 degrees? Between 90 and 180. Everything is based on the reference angle. Now if I draw my triangle, because I know I got a little bit messy, that's 30 degrees. What's across from the 30? 1. What's across from the 60? Rad 3, 2. If you're lost right now, you need to go back to the previous lesson or starting to text me. Because this is just all building on itself. And it's one of those things, honestly, so maybe sometime like a 5 or 10 minute just individual with me will make it click a little bit better. Okay, so please be brave enough to say that you're imperfect and you need help. I need help all the time. Okay, so if I'm doing cosine, I'm going to say cosine of 1. I really didn't give myself very much space. Cosine of, oopsies, 150 equals sine of 150 equals tan of 150 equals. Now, yeah, you can just look on the previous page, but you want to make sure you're showing your work. So we're doing it all based on this. So cosine is negative rad 3 over 2. Sine is 1 over 2. And then tan is, wait, I think I'm off. 1 second. I got them backwards. Just kidding. Let's try this again. Cosine is negative, no, I think I'm good. Rad 3 over 2. 1 second. I'm feeling, all right, my brain's back. Sorry about that. And then tan is sine over cosine, which is 1 over negative rad 3, which is negative rad 3 over 3. All right, a little messy, but let's do the next one, okay? Negative 225, I don't like things that are negative, so I'm going to make it positive by adding 360, 5, 4, 3. We all have days, right? And I know if it ends in a 5, it's going to be a 45, 45, 90. And I know that means there's going to be a rad 2 in there because that's my 45s. All right, 135 degrees is here. Closest to that is 180. So that's 45. Let me make it bigger. I really should have given you more space for this. Sorry. That's 45. That's my theta. What's across? 1, 1, rad 2. When I go to the left, negative. When I go up, positive, and that's always positive. So just for time, I'm going to write the cosine, and of course you should write it. Cosine of 135 equals, but I'm just going to go, the cosine is 1 over rad 2, which is rad 2 over 2. Sine is equal to the same thing, but it's negative, negative rad 2 over 2. And tan is negative 1. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one. When you look at the next one, what don't I like about it? It's in radian mode. I have not memorized the unit circle, but I can find it, right? Anybody find it? Hopefully. 11 pi over 6, 330 degrees, which means it's going to be a 30, 60, 90, which means that's the answer for cosine. That's the answer for sine. And then tan is this divided by this, which is negative rad 3 over 3. So let's see if I'm right. So let's go back to that. It's a good way to kind of get a check a little bit. I know a lot of you are like, I just like to check to see if I'm right. 60 goes into that, 180, 30, 11 times 30 is 330. Oh, we're off to a good start. So I'm going to do my little triangle. There's 330. There's 360. That means this is a 30, 60, 90. 1, rad 3, 2, right positive, down negative, hypotenuse is always positive. So I'm going to do the cosine of 330 degrees equals, adjacent over hypotenuse. Sine of 330 equals opposite over adjacent. And tan of 330 equals opposite over adjacent. Negative 1 over rad 3 is negative rad 3 over 3. Okay, this has got to be second nature. Let's try the next one. Okay, what's the degree measure? Okay, 5 pi over 4 is, let's find it. And I think there's even a pattern within here. Like, and this is another thing. I'm just, the memorizing thing, not as strong. Let's see how this is over 6 over 4 over 3. Okay, over 6 over 4 over 3. So there are patterns for these. It's just, again, my brain, not as good. Okay, what were we looking for? See here, I get distracted so easily. I think we'll just make this the last one. So 5 pi over 4 is 225. That means the 45, 45, 90. Okay, which means we're here. And I'm actually going to do these last three pretty quickly, okay? So this is 225, which means it's in the third quadrant. This is 330, fourth quadrant. This one is 240, third quadrant. Okay? Now, I do things based on the reference angle. 180, 360, 180. Okay? 240 minus 180, 60. Done. 360 minus 330, 30. Done. 180 minus 225, 45. Done. 1 rad 2. 1 rad 3, 2, because what's across? Rad 3, 1, 2. Left negative, down negative. Right positive, down negative. Left negative, down negative. Now I have all the sides and I'm going to play the game. So the cosine of 225 is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. Negative 1 over rad 2 is negative rad 2 over 2. Sine of 225 is equal to negative rad 2 over 2. The 45, 45, 90s I like because the x and the y are the same. And then the tan of 225 is equal to opposite over adjacent, which is 1. You can check it on the other side. All right, sine, or let's do, what am I always starting with? Cosine? So the cosine one is adjacent over hypotenuse. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, and then tan is equal to negative 1 over rad 3, which is negative rad 3 over 3. If I'm going too fast, then I need you to ask me questions. Please be brave. Please, 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 please. Okay, cosine, negative 1/2. Sine, a negative rad 3 over negative 1 is just rad, oops, stinker, that was tan. Negative rad 3 over 2, and tan is equal to opposite over adjacent, which is just rad 3. Okay, I'm going to give you a bonus opportunity. First one of the semester for homework. Get these done and get this done, which is just review. And as long as you do it pretty well, you will get a bonus 4 points. I will be posting the answers, but this is a good review. Okay? I really encourage you to do it.